be sure to check out Rob Plays. There you can hang out with me while we play video games and talk about life stuff. So as we continue our discussions on Marvel's Omega-level mutants, we pick up now with David Haller, also known as Legion. Now for those of you who are new to my channel, the classification of Omega level is provided to mutants whose power exists on such a scale that they present a threat to the planetary systems of the world. For example, Iceman possesses the power to manipulate the cold, but because cold is the absence of heat, and heat is generated by the rapid movement of molecules, Iceman is effectively controlling molecular movement by speeding matter up or slowing it down. As a result, Bobby Drake is a threat to any planet, whether it's capable of supporting life or not. Likewise, Omega-level telepaths like Emma Frost are considered to be Omega-level due to the fact that if she chose to, her skill set would allow her to seize control of Earth's entire population, bending them to her will and even forcing humanity to launch its nuclear weapons, leading to the complete and utter destruction of Earth. However, while all of the various Omega-level mutants that we've discussed so far have a singular power with no definitive limit, Legion is completely unique owing to the fact that he can arbitrarily grant himself powers of unlimited levels and in turn subconsciously create or consciously absorb personalities to govern each of those powers. As a result, while we only know of a few dozen, it's acknowledged by various individuals in Marvel Comics that Legion has hundreds, if not thousands, of personalities, each one possessing a different power. And so in order to make this easier to understand, I want to experiment with this video and take it in a completely different direction from my previous videos by using the same approach as the Iron Man armors, and then I'm going to run over some of the different personalities of Legion, as well as the powers they have and what they mean. So beginning with David Haller himself having no control over his actual powers, the first personality to manifest came in the form of Jamail Kamari. Debuting in New Mutants number 26, Jamail was formerly a terrorist acting to kill various Israelis around the Middle East, kidnapping David Haller's mother owing to the fact that she was a member of the Israeli diplomatic service. The experience of being kidnapped, combined with witnessing the murder of his mother's partner, caused Legion to destroy all of the terrorists present and absorb the mind of Jamail, who embodied Legion's powers of telepathy. Because the limit of Legion's telepathy does not exist, Jamail is able to manipulate this power to achieve a variety of effects, including the creation of telepathic shields to protect the mind, telepathic cloaks to hide his presence, telepathic camouflage which can trick the mind of others into believing Legion is someone that he's not, absorb unlimited amounts of information through mental transference, place information in the minds of others, walk through the dreams of others, control the minds of others, create amnesia, see the future, as well as a host of other capabilities. Moving on to Jack Wayne, this personality was the first to appear within the mind of Legion that did not result in the absorption of someone else. Instead, this personality was created organically as an arrogant adventurer and debuted in New Mutants number 27. Following Xavier's realization that Legion was actually his son, Xavier had sidetracked his missions with the New Mutants in an effort to figure out exactly how Legion's powers worked, as well as why he had been creating multiple personalities. Possessing control over Legion's power of telekinesis, Jack Wayne was capable of controlling living organic tissue, forcing the muscles of beings to cramp up, their skin to break, or blood vessels to burst. In addition to this, he possessed the ability to emit psychokinetic energy from his mind, manipulate all forms of energy in the electromagnetic spectrum, fly over any distance, create force fields, heal himself, manipulate the forces of gravity, phase through solid matter, alter the molecular structure of matter, create holograms and constructs, as well as activate and negate the powers of Jesus, this guy's powerful. I'm sorry guys, I just had to say that. This is insane. I had a writer send this to me, and I can't believe that he can do I verified it. I can't believe he can do all this stuff. Sorry for breaking character. This is crazy. Picking up with Cyndi, this was another personality created by Legion as a rebellious teenage girl who debuted in New Mutants number 27 during Xavier's efforts to study the powers of Legion. Possessing control over Legion's pyrokinesis, Cyndi was able to manipulate fire in a multitude of ways, including the incineration of objects or beings with the exception of those existing at the cosmic level. In addition to this, Cyndi was able to absorb and breathe fire, create projectiles made of fire, create fiery projections, initiate firestorms ranging from several feet to over 50,000 miles in radius, and force spontaneous combustion. Moving on to X, this personality emerged as a predator of sorts, consuming a multitude of other personalities within the mind of Legion. Attempting to figure out what was happening, Charles Xavier and a mutant super genius named Dr. Nemesis investigated the mind of Legion, after which the predator personality warped reality and took the form of Moira McTaggart, the ex-girlfriend of Charles Xavier, all the while having initiated a timeline called Age of X, which existed as if the X-Men had never been created. While things were set back to normal and the personality was reabsorbed, The being X represents the most powerful personality of Legion, and that she's entirely capable of warping reality on a cosmic scale. However, something to point out here is that X is not on the same level as characters like Franklin Richards or Mad Jim Jaspers or even Matthew Malloy, and that these individuals' powers are not limited to their own realities. As a result, X in and of herself is simply Omega level as opposed to beyond Omega level. Picking up with Susan and Sunshine, while the Age of X ended with the return of reality, several of Legion's personalities splintered into physical bodies, one of which manifested as a young girl. While she did have the power of telepathy, unlike Jamail, she did not have the ability to manipulate all facets of telepathy. Instead, Susan and Sunshine was isolated to controlling the emotions of others, creating happiness or conflict. However, if Susan herself becomes unhappy, her power dissipates to the point of becoming a normal human. Moving to Timesync, much like Susan and Sunshine, this personality emerged as a byproduct of the Age of X. Possessing the power of chronokinesis, Timesync's powers are pretty straightforward, and that he has the ability to mentally manipulate or alter time, allowing him to travel through time, speed or slow time down, control time around single individuals, groups, or places, as well as reverse or enhance the aging process. In addition to this, because both space and time are interweaved, Timesync is able to manipulate space, but only insofar that if he sends a person through time, they'll also travel through space. Moving on to Chain, this personality also emerged as a result of Age of X and possesses the power of self-replication. However, unlike Multiple Man who can produce copies of himself from his own body, Chain creates copies of himself by touching others, who in turn live and function in accordance with ensuring the survival of the original Chain, as well as carrying out his orders. Regarding Bleeding Image, this character is also a result of Age of X and possesses the power of empathic pain transfer, meaning that much like a voodoo doll, if he inflicts pain on himself, that pain is felt in the same place by a targeted victim with all the same side effects of real pain, which includes broken limbs, sending that person into shock, or even death. And picking up with Endgame, as a byproduct of Age of X, this personality manifests as an entity composed of adaptable armor. Much like Darwin, who can adapt to any situation to ensure his survival, Endgame's armor performs the same purpose, allowing it to adapt to any situation that would result in its destruction, which includes becoming intangible, possessing super strength, developing plasma-based energy attacks, as well as transmogrifying the armor into another material that works against an opponent's power. Finally, and focusing on Delusionist, with Uncanny X-Men Volume 2 seeing the formation of Cyclops' extinction team composed of Earth's most powerful X-Men and tasked with eliminating threats that could lead to the destruction of Earth itself, the team sought out Legion, leading to a battle between the extinction team and David himself. During this conflict, Delusionist manifested as a personality capable of creating illusions so intricate that Omega-level telepaths like Emma Frost were unable to tell the difference between these illusions and reality itself. With that being said, we're going to bring this video to an end, and again, this is only a handful of the personalities that Legion has. There are so many more. So if you guys are interested in seeing more videos like this, make sure you drop a like, post a comment down below, tell me what you think, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.